Okay. Like, I've held this in the whole
Let's
show.
do it. Yeah, we're on the same page. Everybody who watched last week, you know what we were hoping for, what we expected, what we thought would be the move, because what else are you going to do? And then Triple H said, how do we work in Jey Uso? And that's what we got. But go ahead, SP3. Go ahead. And then I'm going to follow up on you.
Now, I've seen like a bunch of like TV shows and stuff like that of the old person who sits on their porch and tells all the young people, like, get off my grass, get off my sidewalk, you're on my property, get off my property. And for the longest time, I've understood that WWE was like that. WWE was the old man who was yelling at all the young people, like, get off my property, get off my couch, get off everything. We don't want you here. You gotta wait your time, sir. But like, I thought that things had changed. I thought, you see the women's division who is just, springing at the brims with young talent. You got Tiffany Stratton at 26 years old. You got Rhea Ripley at 27, 28 years old. You got all these young girls in the women's division, and the women's division is the highlight of WWE. So why not learn from that and start doing the same with the men's division? And like, I've never seen this where you have the perfect opportunity. You did a whole big angle with Bron Breakker, where the only thing to follow up on is positioning Bron Breakker in the world title picture. That's the only choice that you have after the way last week ended. You start off this week with showing us how immaculate, how incredible he can look with the world title. I don't know for people who watch True Hill Heat. Every week on True Hill Heat, you got me and Josh talking about how great Bron Breakker is. And Chrissy Love hates Bron Breakker. She's like, oh, he's not ready. Oh, he's not this, he's not that. Even she messaged us last night and was like, I can't even front. He looks great with that title. When you can get even the biggest haters to be like, nah, you look great with that title. It just fits. You're ready for it. Like, when someone is ready for that spot, you don't say, we're gonna do it at WrestleMania next year. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, we're gonna wait for 2027. We're gonna have you be a top guy when you're 30 years old. And for all these people, these idiots online, that's like, oh well, I thought that the plan all along was for Seth to drop the title to Bron Breakker at WrestleMania last year. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. How can you watch this product and think that they're gonna put the world title on Bron Breakker at 29 years old? They don't like nobody. If you got a 2 in front of your age, you are not accepted. If you got a 2 in front of your age and testicles, you are not accepted in this company. They don't want you in this company. They don't want you up here. They'll keep you right here until you're like 35 years old, but they will never have you up here if you have 2 at the top of your age and you have a pair of testicles. It's just impossible for these guys. They have the perfect opportunity, the perfect guy who's been positioned, who's been in a story with Seth Rollins, with Roman Reigns, with CM Punk. This whole entire year, he's got Paul Heyman to talk from, one of the greatest talkers of all time. You literally had Paul Heyman cut a promo to remind us that Brock Lesnar, who was not ready in 2002, but guess what? He looked amazing, just like Bron Breakker. And you know what Vince McMahon did? You're great. You would look great with the title. We're putting the title on you in 5 months. You're going to win the King of the Ring. You're going to beat through the Hardys. You're going to murder Hulk Hogan. And then you're going to beat Brock Lesnar to become the youngest ever World Heavyweight Champion of all time. And Triple H, if Triple H got Brock Lesnar in the year 2025, he would tell Brock Lesnar at 24 years old, sit your ass over here. We're going to put you in this group. We're going to have you win the Intercontinental title. We're going to have you do whatever the fuck I can do without giving you the world title. This guy hates young people. YNs, however you want to put it. I know Bron Breakker is not the end of the YN, but his complexion is. Do any of y'all get that joke? I don't understand why my tweet was such a fucking problem, because y'all are fucking idiots.
don't disagree with any of it. I don't. We said it last week. What should you do in this situation? You know what you should do? Just put the title on Bron Breakker. Have him run through CM Punk, because CM Punk earned his title shot in the triple threat match. Have him run through CM Punk and just make this guy. It seemed like the easiest layup in the world to make this guy. And it looked like they were going that way as the show started. It's like, oh, look at him. He's got the title. Oh, they're in the Battle Royal. Oh, yeah, this is his. Yeah, he's taking this. And then he's out of the Battle Royal. And I was like, wait, there's got to be some type of swerve, right? Like, no, they can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. Are they going to run in and ruin the Battle Royal? All right, is Paul Heyman, he did his apology. Is he going to, all right, they're back in the Battle Royal. They can't do that. Nope. Out of the Battle Royal. You mentioned the Paul Heyman promo where he talked about the Brock and Punk and Roman becoming the tribal chief and everything. The Brock one stood out the most to me for reasons you mentioned, because he says, in 5 months, I took Brock Lesnar to the championship. And he's saying this as he's talking about Punk and Brock and Roman. He's trying to preach, one, look what I've done for these careers, but he's also trying to preach patience and just saying, like, hey, you got to trust me because look what I've done for these people, which makes sense. But when you mention 5 months for Brock Lesnar, you've been with Bron Breakker for 6 months now. And he's not even in this title match. 5 months, Brock Lesnar won the championship. 6 months, we can't even get Bron Breakker a match. And Brock...
And mind you, you're just talking about 6 months with Paul
Yes.
Heyman.
Yes.
You're not even talking about the main roster, which was the beginning of last year. And you're not even talking about him on national TV, which has been 4 years.
Yep.
Like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
And that's where I was going. It's been 6 months with Heyman. Brock literally made his debut, had Heyman 5 months later, won the title. He was nobody before. He had time in OVW. That was it. And of course, his amateur wrestling career. Like, sure, people knew that. But as far as WWE television, debut, 5 months later, title win. Beating The Rock, of all people, too. Yeah, Bron Breakker, 6 months with Paul Heyman, doesn't even include time on the main roster, where he's had WrestleMania matches, where he's had SummerSlam matches, where he's been in the Royal Rumble, where he's won the Intercontinental title, where he had one of the most viewed videos of all time this year. That's just main roster. And you go to the NXT stuff where he was the champion there. And he was main eventing shows there. How are we going to preach patience when it comes to this stuff, when you have not proven that you can actually deliver on any of this? Because they haven't been able to deliver on these. Oh, patience. We're going to get to CM Punk and Roman Reigns. We're going to get to Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. We're going to get to Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Don't worry. We'll get there.
We're going to get to Cody and Roman 3. Don't worry. We'll get there eventually. Believe us, for sure. We're going to get there. We're gonna put over Bron Breakker. Then next is gonna be Carmelo Hayes. Like, trust us. It's okay. And like, I think that the most frustrating part of it, why I see people say like breathe, and why I got like, it's legitimately frustrating because there is a certain section of the fan base that actually still believes WWE. And that's the saddest part. That's the saddest part, that we're in a community that you can get 25 years of examples of this company struggling to put over the young guy. Or you could see what Triple H has done, where like the statistics are astonishing. It's actually astonishing. Jeremy, do you know what the average age of a world champion was during the Attitude Era?
Oh, during the Attitude Era? All right.
During the Attitude Era, the biggest period in this company's history. What do you think was the average age?
30. Oh, Rock was young. Austin was a little bit older. Foley was a little bit older.
Foley
by a
was
little bit,
33 when he won his first championship.
I was about to say, and by a little bit older, I mean like 33, 34, not like
Mm-hmm.
40 or anything.
Undertaker was the oldest at 34 during the Attitude Era.
Yeah, I was gonna go. The average age was 33, but now when you mention those ages, I feel like it's younger because
You're
young.
really close. It's 32. 32 is the average age. Do you want to know what the average age of a world champion in the Triple H era is?
Cody's 40. Seth is 40. I realize they might even be 41, 42, but you know.
And I'm not even counting like what their age is right now. I'm counting when they won the title for the first time during the Triple H era.
Roman 40. Although Roman, I guess technically didn't win the title during the era. So Jay late 30s, I think, or is he 40s?
Jay's 40.
Well?
Jay's 40. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
It's
41. 41 is the average age.
Gunther's got to be the youngest, right?
He's 38.
Yeah, and I'll say Gunther's even like older.
Yo, like when I learned those numbers, and shout out to Ali Davis on Wrestle Talk, because he had his own. He did a great rant as well. So after you're done with this video, go check out his. But he went over those numbers, and I was just like, what? Like, I thought that was the whole point of putting Triple H in charge, is that we're going to see more of the young people getting pushed. But your average age of a world champion is 41 years old.